Okay, so let me begin here. So the recording is on. Okay, so we are kind of getting deeper into the topic here. Okay, so let's see. I think I missed a couple items here in the permissions. There is other options here called. Let's see. Did I show you how to create a group? Let's take a look. Create a group. Sticky bit. UUID. Group ID. Okay, yeah, I showed you how to create a group here, so that's okay. So there is one more command here. It's called chown. Change the ownership. Okay, so let me see here. It's called chown, and okay, what do you do is use this chown to change the ownership of files and folders. Okay, and files or folders or user and groups. To user and groups. Okay, so let me show you how that works. So let me clear this. Let me do ID terminator. Okay, and let me do ls. So right now the owner of this file here is root, and then the folder is and then the group owner is root. Okay, so let's go ahead and change this. Okay, so for the file you type chown, okay, and terminator and the file name. Okay, and then chown. Okay, now if I want to change the group, okay, if I want to change the group here, what do I have to type is colon, because the group is the second part here, and then I'm going to type accounting. Let's see, group is there. I'm going to open another session. So we have a group here called developer here, okay? So I'm going to assign it to the developer group. Okay, chown colon developer file1. Okay, and if I do ls-l file1, you see the owner was it went from root owner to root group to terminator owner and developer group. Okay. And okay, and here you see the owner is terminator and developer is terminator. Okay, so now let's do the same thing to the folder here. So I do ls-l test ld. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change chown and I'm gonna give the name terminator colon then a developer. So if I run this command here, what I'm doing is I'm changing the user ownership and group ownership simultaneously. I don't have to type two different commands here, okay? So if I do ls-ld again, it would match what I gave it to the files here. So let me go ahead and copy this. Okay, let me know if you have any questions here. And I think I already talked about the user modification, like assigning the group to the user. Okay, so that's that. And I did ch age. Okay, there is also one more group only command. It's called ch group. CHGRP. Okay, so you use this command only to just to change the group itself. Okay, CHGRP. Let's see here, how did this work? So let's say cat etc group. Okay, so there is a group name accounting here, right? So let me clear this. So you have a file ls-l file 1. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to change the developer here using the change group chgrp. Okay, I'm going to give it the name accounting and file 1. So this command is specific for changing the group here. You can't use this as the previous one here. So if you want, either you could use chown you could use to change the ownership for the group as well as user, but ch group is only used to change only the group only. Okay, and then I do ls-l. Okay, so the ownership has changed here using the ch group. So I do ls-ld test. Okay, let's do this here for group, change group, and I'm going to say accounting for test. Okay, this should be good enough for you guys. So let me start a new topic today. Yeah. Uh, One other thing is, let's see. Uh, Fackle. ch sudo. One other thing I forgot to mention about Fackle is, um, so earlier when we're looking at this, I could assign the, okay. So touch file one. Okay. You could also, the only thing I was want to point out here is you could also set the fackles for individual five rather than doing setting the fackle for the folder. Get fackle file one. Okay, so one thing I forgot to point out that when the permissions for the fackle is set, okay, you could see the little plus sign here. That means the fackles are set for this, that the individual fackle is set for this folder here. Okay, do you see a little plus sign here, right, everybody? When you see a little plus sign, that means this folder fackle is set. So to find out what specific user has the fackle, then you could run a get fackle here. So the logic behind fackle is you don't have to change the group ownership and all that to the user here. You could give the permission based on the individual user basis. Okay, here we just gave the access to this folder only to one user rather than changing the whole group or the whole entire uh, structure to the directory here. Okay, just make a note of that. So let me just put this here. Okay. All right, that's about it. I'm going to clean this up, and then when I put it online, you will have access to all this here. So today I'm gonna start off with managing the packages here. Okay, so we'll see how we install the software when we install the software here. Give me 1 second. RPM. So this is a new full-on topic. I'll do this and this here. So in Linux, there are two ways to download the package and manage it. One is an efficient way, and another one is a non-efficient way. Okay. For Red Hat, let's see here. There is a concept called RPM, and this stands for Red Hat Package Manager. Okay, and what happened was this is such a popular package management suite that it has become some our standard for managing the software for other Linux. Right now we are working only on Red Hat, but there are other Linux I mentioned earlier, Ubuntu and all the other ones. So we are so the unofficially if a Linux is using RPM, it's called RPM based Linux. Okay, so you will understand a little later when I'm gonna explain this. Okay, and RPM stands for Red Hat Package Manager, and it has become this is used to manage a package. Okay, meaning add, remove. You could use RPM to manage add, remove, and what else you could do is delete. Yeah. Well, let's keep it add and remove. Okay. So, all right, let's go through this here first. And update, I think. Okay, and this is inefficient way, not efficient. And also we have something called yum. So this was created by there used to be one Linux distribution called yum. Okay, so let's take a look here. Yum is actually called Yellow Dog Updater. Okay, so yum
Sir, I have a question. What do you mean by something being efficient and not efficient over here?
yeah, I'll show you. I'm coming there. I'm coming there. So the package RPM package manager. Okay, so RPM is used by Red Hat, OEL, CentOS, CentOS, and Fedora, SUSE, Okay, so on your resume you're gonna type you have worked on RPM based uh, operating system. That means if you're I'm teaching you Red Hat Linux, right? But you guys are automatically learning all these other Linux here. Uh, Oracle Enterprise Linux, CentOS, which is what we are using now, Fedora, SUSE, and there may be other ones. Okay, so just type in Google here RPM based Linux. Let's see, RPM based Linux. So RPM based. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, right here. So this is Red Hat, CentOS, Fedora, SUSE, Clear Linux. I don't even know what that is, and Mandrake Linux. So I mean, there are so many other type of Linux out there. I think I mentioned you one time. You could download the source code, and you could create your own Linux and release it to the public. Okay, but don't worry about that. We're not gonna go that deep here. So let's me begin some commands here. So what happens is the file extension. Everybody knows the file extension, right? The file extension um, in Windows, when you install a software or download a software, like for example, if you download a software, let me see if I have something here. Okay, so I have for Windows, I have this file extension here and it says application here, but if I right click on it and go into properties, uh, this should be .exe file extension. Okay, so general details, and over here you see almost 90 to 100% in Windows operating system. This is the original file name, official file name for this. What I have downloaded for FileZilla is whatever the name, and then the extension is .exe. Okay, so let's take a look for VirtualBox here. I'm gonna go into properties, details, and this one is also have a docs.exe because the Windows, most of the Windows work off of docs.exe. And let's see one more example. I have a VLC player here. I go into details and language, product name. It's not showing here. But you guys get the idea here, right? All this extension, the way Windows handles it, it's called the extension of the file here. You guys heard about .jpeg and all that. Those are the type of the files, extension and all those. Okay. So what is happening here is I'm going to close this. So let's focus on what we are learning here. So what I'm going to do is whenever some software or a package is installed in Linux, it has extension .rpm. Okay, so I'm gonna type rpm hyphen qa. So I'm gonna see the local files which are installed on this system here. Okay, so when I hit enter, I have all this. I have all these files here installed on the system. I want to sort it alphabetically. What is the command? What is the command to sort alphabetically? It's just sort. Command to sort alphabetically is you pipe it sort. Okay, so can you guys go on mute, please? Whoever just joined. Okay, now we have all this showing up here in as alphabetically. So these are all the things that are installed and is being supported as on our system here. Because when you go into the Windows, for example, the operating system, when you go into C drive, and then when you go into maybe Windows here, these are all the files and folders that are sitting in there. You may or may not be using it, but these are some very important file structure that Windows have installed on it. Okay, just because you're not using that doesn't mean it's not there. It is a part of an operating system. So in the nutshell, operating system is nothing but it's a software also. All right, so let me quit this. So these are all the files here that makes up the operating system here. Okay, so we queried the operating system here. So let's focus on our RPM here. So this is called a database here. We have a list of packages which are installed on this system here. Okay, so the command we used is rpm-qa, and qa sort okay. Now if I want to see a lot more information here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do uh, let's pick up a package here that we want to see here. Okay, remember we did a gzip, right, to zip the file. So it is a part of the RPM package. Okay, so over here let me make sure what package means is package means so package means it's a software. Okay, and then group package means group software. Package is package means software, and then group package means it's a group software here. Okay, so you will know by the end of this today what I mean here. Okay, so yeah, meta. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I focused on gzip because we used gzip earlier, okay, to zip the file here. So I'm gonna type, I want to get more information about that package here, okay? So I'm gonna type rpm hyphen qi hyphen q stands for query, I stands for information, and I'm going to type gzip, okay? And I'm going to hit enter. So what it's spewing out here is it's like a detailed information about gzip. So it's telling you this is gzip version, release, architecture. What is the architecture? This architecture stands for 64-bit. Okay, there used to be 32-bit, but the whole world now probably should be on 64-bit. If it's a home computer or any other computer, if you are still running 32-bit, then there is some problem with you, okay? And we have information here that when was this installed? It's giving me exact date and time when was this installed. So it's probably about right here. This is when I installed the operating system, April 5th. And it's telling you what this is a application slash file, and the size, license information. This is all the very good junk information, I called it. Okay, so if you want to really go deep in there, you could do it, okay? So I'm gonna copy this. Okay, this is query database. Query RPM database. Install packages. Okay. To see detail, let's see here. When I do wc-l, what am I doing here? If I type wc-l, anybody, you should tell me.
No.
What?
Was it
What?
for word count?
Yeah, word count. And it tells me it has a 306. So the output for RPM QA is 306 packages were installed here, okay? So let me put this here. Okay, so okay, you guys are grasping what I'm saying so far, right? Stop me if you can. If you are having issue, then that way I will let you know what this is. Okay, QI. QI is query information. Okay. So let me just go ahead and quickly quickly show you some other things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type RPM hyphen QA, and then I'm going to do hyphen hyphen last. What this result is, it will give you by date RPM. Okay, so it will show you the installation from the latest to the oldest one. So this gives you when things were installed here. Okay, remember we installed tree, and it was installed on following day here. So the output will be all this here. We had 306 that it came out, right? Now it's showing you the date stamp on it when it was installed. Okay. And then let's see here. So what happens when you install a package, it updates several locations. It updates the several locations in the system here. So let's see. Let's run this RPM hyphen QI. Okay, and then not QI, QL, location gzip. So a simple package like gzip is installed. All these files are getting updated here. Okay. So when you install a package, a software, that doesn't mean like it's just like a one thing coming down, and it's just downloading in one specific location here. When it's actually installing it, it's making or creating these many files here for it to be working. Okay, I'm gonna give a pause here and then ask you guys if you have any question.
I'm good so far.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about this. You will not be using this much, but you will be using Yum, and I'm gonna jump to Yum shortly here. Uh, so I have this here. I'm gonna. So let's see here how many. So gzip has 32 files location here. So it updated 32 files. So for example, if one of these file got deleted or something, the software may not work here. So if you look at this user/bin, these are the user command. These are the user commands. Okay, and these you could just see these are the documents here. So if you go ahead and delete this, it may not be a big effect compared to if you go ahead and delete this file or this file or delete this file here, then you have to reinstall gzip here. So we're going to see how we do the installing the information here. All right, so the next step is query the package documentation. Okay, this is simple too. RPM hyphen Q query L for location, D for documentation, and then you type gzip. Okay, so when you type without D, it already showed us the location and everything. So these are the documentation location here. Earlier it gave this information here because we didn't filter out, but when we use this command, we filter it out. Is it making any sense to you guys what I'm doing here?
Sir, I don't understand this documentation uh,
What do you
command
mean you don't
actually. Like,
understand? There's a documentation, like read this here. If you cat this file, when you have a software, it comes with the documentation, right?
I haven't focused on that part, but
Okay.
that is the reason, I guess.
So you get the documentation also. For example, here, let's see.
Sir, catalog thing when you just install a software and you
Yeah.
just get a
All those things are
policies
built in.
and policies and terms and conditions, that thing, that part you're
Yeah.
talking about?
That
Oh,
part and how
okay.
to use it and all those. It's called documentation.
Oh, okay.
So let's see if I have Office here, and it has okay. I don't know too much about Windows part here, but here what I'm showing you is these are list of some documentation where all these things are listed here. So I mean, I'm just showing you this here, but you don't have to stress too much on this, okay? So if you want to see the specific documentation, then you would run this command here. And if you want to see only the configuration file, okay, you type C. Instead of L, you type C. Okay? And or maybe LC. Uh, did we install tree? Let's see here, yum. Okay, I'll talk to you about what the config file is. Sometimes when you install the software, there is also a configuration files that need to be that the software will create. Okay, so how the things will react when you are using the software. So it's called configuration file. Let me see if I give you a good example. Uh, bin bash. Yeah. Okay, for now, just remember there is a configuration file you could also run through. So let me just copy this. Not every package has a configuration file associated with it. Okay, so we're using the gzip doesn't have any, so I used yum, which is also a package in itself. Okay, to
Sir,
demonstrate.
what do you mean by like not every package don't have a configuration file?
Yeah. So right here, gzip, it doesn't have any configuration file here. That means sometimes when you're running it, how the software is going to behave, um, it won't. You don't have to have the configuration file on it. Sometimes the software, how you're running it, the behavior, you could change it here. Okay, so we are not there yet. When we're going to install some software and start using it, then you will know what those configuration files are. Okay.
But but just a little bit, just to clear myself, like if so, any software
Okay, so let's
or
go ahead and
any file which you have to run on Linux, so you need a configuration.
no, configuration file is, there is also an extra config file how things are going to be configured. Okay, so let's
Oh, okay.
go ahead and cat this. uh, so it starts with yum. uh, okay, hold on, let me find another package here. Okay, rpm hyphen qa tcp. ACL. Just wait up for this here. Okay, when it comes, when we run into configuring a file, then I will show you. Okay, because if I am looking for something here, it's not available right now, but when we're gonna go down the line, I'll show you what the configuration file for the specific software. Okay, just hold off on that one. Okay, so now let me clear this. So now if you have a file here and you want to know what file, where does this file belong to? Okay, what package this file belong to? Okay, file on OS, and wanted to know what package it belongs to. Okay, so let's do this classic example here. We have this file here. We don't know what package it belongs to here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to type rpm hyphen qf query file, and I'm going to paste the file name. So what this will tell you is this is a part of a yum package. Okay, and this version and everything I'll explain a little later. This is a part of a yum command. Or what else we did here earlier? We did gzip, right? So we did rpm hyphen ql location. So I found this file here. Okay, all of a sudden I find this file, and let's see which package this file belongs to. I want to find that out. Okay, so I'm gonna go to clear. I'm gonna paste the file name, and I'm gonna type rpm hyphen q query f file. So now when you set this here, all of a sudden you'll know this file belongs to gzip package. Okay, and if you want to get like a rpm hyphen query df documentation and file, okay. Oh. So this command gave you, if you want to find out the documentation and file together, this is what you run. So how many is output? 18. Okay, and I want to see what the package provides, okay? So there is a command called rpm hyphen q query the database, and then you do hyphen hyphen provides gzip. Okay, so what is this information is doing is it provides you the it gives you what the package provides. It's providing you gunzip, gzip, and zcat. So we saw gunzip to zip the file, and I'm sorry, gzip to zip the file, and gunzip to unzip the file. And this is bundled up, and it's a part of a gzip command. Okay, and then this is showing you the architecture, and then the release version here. I will explain you what this release and version is a little bit later here, okay? Okay, and let me see if this is necessary. RPM hyphen Q gzip. Okay, so what this command does is it will provide you the dependent. What are the dependencies for this package here? So if you're installing something, if the system is not ready, that means there may be some dependencies here. So that's where the yum comes in. But hold on. Okay. So when you may have gone into add and remove programs here, there may be some software in here that you don't see, especially uh, when you install Office. It may try to install this .NET or something. I'm not sure if you have Windows guys in here, they may know. Those are the dependencies. When you're installing a software has dependencies on it. Okay, so you will know a little bit later when we start to use Yum. Will you start using Yum today? Okay. And if you want to see the change log, what were the changes and updates were made, you type rpm hyphen q hyphen change log, and then you type gzip. Okay, so you will have some information since this package was created. Looks like this package was created in 1997. Okay, and then on this day built this, and on this day this information was added, changed. So it will have the entire history of the package. So gzip package, you could tell this package is pretty old. It's almost 23 years old, and it has all this information here. Every time something happens, an update is happened, it's recording all the changes. So let's see what is the latest one here. Okay, so the latest.
So this is the system file actually, right, sir? That is why it's being updated, right?
Yes.
So what if we just upload our software in the system? So that is also whatever the updates we're gonna make it, that is also gonna be recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
The
okay.
package wise, if it's a package, then this is if it's a RPM package, then it will. So we'll see if a new package comes in. So most of the things that are coming in here has some good history. Okay, so let's see here. This package is this was created since 1997, and then if this package is still being used since then it is being updated here. Looks like the last update we have is on September 11, 2017 by this guy, and he's working for Red Hat. And he says document change Missing grep options are now mentioned in ggrep manual pages and resolves this. So let's see here, if we put this in Google, that number, okay, and 700 right here. No, this is not it. Yeah, and don't worry about it too much here. It's results ID. It has the ID in here. So here's what happening here, okay? You know, did you ever heard the term like Microsoft collects the information about the software? There is in the background, for example, in the Microsoft scenario, it automatically connects. If you get an error message or something like that, it automatically connects and sends that information to Microsoft. And what they do is they release an update. So let's take a look here how updates are there. Okay, let me go in here in properties, updates. Where are updates? Windows, let me just type, okay, so settings. Okay, updates. By the way, you all should be updating whenever it's telling you like update this, update that. Go ahead and update this. This is very important. Okay, right here, there is some update that was done, and it has a KB ID. You see KB 444 like this. This is the ID here. If you go on, if you click on that, it will give you that information here. A company like Microsoft, it's a $1 trillion company, okay? They are doing all these things in the background. That's why they're making money. So they have their operating system and they are maintaining it. So it's called updates. I mean, the operating system is there when they release it. It's just not sitting around. A lot of people are working in the background here. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a few minutes, 2 minutes here. Okay, I'll be back in 2-3 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So these are the change logs here. Okay, so what I was saying, the company in the background, they're updating here. So is Red Hat doing this? Updates here. If you want to see if you had a specific problem, or if you know there is a specific problem, most of the time you wouldn't know. They will fix the problem before you even complain about it. Okay, so I'm going to clear this. uh I have to show you how to download a RPM package. Query. Okay, so let's move on to Yum. We'll come back to RPM here because I have to explain you Yum before we go into RPM furthermore. Okay, so let's see here. This is RPM and this is Yum. Okay, so I'm gonna say Yum. Okay, and what is this? What is this used for? Uh, Yum uses RPM to install packages on RHEL Linux. Okay, and Yum resolve dependencies. Automatically. Okay. So Yum has concept of software package groups. Okay, and Yum uses repository. Okay, so what does repository means? Repository means there is a centralized location. Okay, I'll show you centralized. So there is a centralized location to download this from. Okay, and you can maintain one. You can maintain your own repo. In short, it's called repo. Okay, repository. I think one of the Windows guys, you should know what I'm talking about. It's a central location inside the company where you download the software from. Okay, I'll show you. Either you could download your own repo or from internet repo. Okay, so uh, okay, and what Yum does is it it contacts the repos. So let me show you where this Yum is contacting. The file is cat etc. Okay, I told you the etc folder. What does etc folder hold? etc folder is notorious for holding configuration files, right? Would you believe that? Okay, so this file holds uh, this information here, cat. So what happens is when we try to install a software, it goes to this website here. Is going into this uh, website here, Mirror CentOS release, and that is where it's gonna download the software from. So we have multiple locations here installed. Okay, we're gonna later on we'll create our own. I'll show you how that works. And GPG key. This is a security key. Okay, so don't worry about that too much. But okay, it doesn't have to be this file name. Okay, so, I'll show you what this is a little later here. Because I hope you guys understand. I couldn't tell you what I'm doing at this moment. Then I'll tell you a little later what that specific thing information is. Okay, so if you could bear with me. So in essential, what Yum is doing is it typically contacts repo, and Yum gets the list of available software package. Okay, and Yum calculate dependencies. Okay, let me put this in the next line here. And Yum downloads and install them using a RPM library. Okay, and after installation, um, database after installation, and yum updates installation. So overall, installing using yum is easy. Has okay, it has a concept of software package groups. Okay, and let's put this as software group packages. I explained you earlier, right? Package means software. Whenever I'm saying package, that means it's a software here, okay? So don't get too much confused. And yum group contain multiple packages. And then all in the group can be installed once. All in group can be removed at once. So you could do all this simultaneously. I'm gonna demo this here. You guys are like, oh, what I'm doing here. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you right now. Let me just finish this up. So groups can contain optional software. Okay, and configuring system quicker. Okay, good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if a package is installed, which HTTPD. Okay, so I'm looking for this HTTPD software package and it's not installed here. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this. Okay, before that, before that we are installing this software, right? And then what is happening is right now our yum is configured to go and get this information from the internet here, and we have two adapters. One is a local, another one is a internet adapter here. If I remove this internet adapter, then it won't work. It won't be able to go outside on the virtual box. So what I'm going to do is uh, I'm going to give a command yum provides HTTPD. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. How do I know what I'm looking for? HTTPD is just I use this a lot here, so I just know on the top of my head that there is a software called HTTPD. So what happened is when I provide this command, it went on to the internet and it looked through the database there and then tell me that this is the information it provided here. Okay, so which mirror it went to? It says it went to base mirror mobpd.edu. So it went into this website here. So let's see here. So it's going in here and this is where it's installing here. Look at the information here. This is maintained by some educational group, some university. So where is this information here? Let's go to this file here. We go to vi/etc/yum.repo.d, then CentOS base repo. Okay, so let's go through this here. Okay, so it didn't go in here. The reason being is we have other files here. So let's try, maybe it went in this folder. Walter. Mirror.centos. Debunk info. Not here. It probably, let's try this here. Mirror list. Interesting. Okay, this is the last one left. So if it's not there, then I'm confused myself. Okay, so I'm going to do yum provides HTTPD Okay, so fastest mirror, and it says report data. It's going in here. Mirror, extra mirror, Genesis. Okay, we'll get back to that again later here when I physically configure those. What might be happening is that information we look through those files here, it may be forwarding that information to this other websites here. Okay, so whatever, when you did yum provides httpd, what it's going to do here is going to tell you that this is the software, you will get it here. Actually, it's a name of the software. Then it has like a full version release and all that here. I'll explain you what this is when the time comes in. Okay, so let me go to CD here, and let me look for something which says okay, I'm going to do yum provides. Let me do which Firefox. So the Firefox is not installed here. So I'm going to do yum provides Firefox. So what is happening here is it went on to the internet and probably hit those websites here, and then it's giving us the output here that these are the listing of the Firefox browser, and these are all the dependencies here. So let me see if I'm going to install this or not. Okay, let me just clear this first. It's not there. Okay, so I'm going to clear this. Yum install Wireshark. Okay. All right, so let me clear this here. So what you want to do is, if you want to see if there is a package, if you think of something, okay, let me see if some kind of package is available to install. What you have to do is you have to do yum provides Wireshark. Okay, Wireshark is a software that network people use. So if I type this here, what it does is it will go on to the internet and then get this information here. So there are two packages here. One is for i868, so 32-bit, and another one is a 64-bit. But what when we do try to install this, it will automatically install the right one for us, which is 64-bit. So what is it doing is Yum provides Wireshark. So it will go on to the internet and get you that information here, okay? So to install Wireshark, what you type is Yum install Wireshark. Okay? Give me 1 second here. Okay. Let's do the example of HTTPD here. Okay. So to install package using Yum, so if you want to install the package using Yum, you do Yum install and then name of the package HTTPD. Okay. So it went on to the internet and went through all these things here. Okay, now it's kind of going into a different location here. So base mirror US Midwest. So this time around it's hitting our configuration file here. But anyway, what happened here is it went on and looked for the installation package. This is the package, and these are the dependent packages it needs. So for this HTTP to be able to work good, it needs the dependent packages here. Okay, and then it will tell you yes or no. Yum install HTTPD. It kind of seems this lecture is kind of hard and boring. It is not. I mean, it just now moving forward, you guys only have to worry about Yum install and the package name. That's it. So if I hit enter yes here, what it's gonna do is gonna install all this together, and then it will do all these things here. What I put it up here. Okay, so it already installed, downloaded. So it's installing all the packages here. So it installed this HTTPD, but for this to be working, it installed all these other packages here. Okay, it's installed total of 5. One package is there and it has 4 dependencies. Okay, so let me clear this.
So, sir, while you are installing a software, sorry, while you are installing a package right now, so the package includes by itself its own updates, or it's just like a one package right now?
I installed one a la carte package, yes, the second one.
Okay. And what if we have like a sometimes when you are installing a software in the Windows, so you get like the oldest version, and then once you install the software, you get the most updated version app gives you. So in this scenario in the Linux right now, so does Linux says you this kind of a stuff that you have like a updated version, or you have to look it by yourself?
Um, when we install it for the first time, right now it probably install the latest one,
Okay.
and then later on I'll show you how to do the updates.
But
Okay,
uh,
but
but
it's not gonna do automatic updates. You have to manage it.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah. Even on Windows, it's not automatically doing it unless you change the settings. It's downloading and saving it to you, and then you get a little bubble here on the bottom right that says it's gonna install it for you. Okay. So now I'm gonna clear this.
so you, in most of the cases, you have to be awake for the package that the package has update or not.
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes you don't get package updates that often. Okay. You don't get it that often. All
Okay.
depends. I mean, this is called patch management, and this is like a different admin role in itself. So if you're doing patch management, then this is all you'll be doing. You won't be doing like other administration. But this is you should be knowing how to do all these things here. Okay. Oh, it's 10 o'clock already. So let me wrap this up a
Okay.
little in a minute. So what it did here is install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it installed 5 packages here. Okay. Okay. So it installed. So this is what I was saying. If you have to do the manual way using RPM, you have to. You wouldn't know which software the software has dependencies. Like here, Yum automatically it figure out it has 4 dependencies on it. But if you're doing it manually here, you wouldn't know which software to install. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do it manually. But you should know that, but that's not a preferred way to do it because you have to manually install 1 to 5 packages, so it's going to take time. Okay, I'm going to stop here, so we'll catch up from here tomorrow. Okay,
Okay.
any
Okay. And Aditya, and just a quick question. If you want to install a package from the your desktop, is it possible? Or it just like always on the it's always on the server?
what do you mean?
Like so right now the Linux is being installed in my computer, right? So and the package I have it's on the desktop. So is it possible that I can run install that software, pick up that file from the desktop and run it on Linux?
Yeah, I mean, no, it has to be a Linux specific. If you're telling me you cannot do Office Windows designed for Windows, you cannot run on Linux. No,
Oh, okay.
it has the package has to be Linux specific.
Okay.
Like the fire,
If it's
we're gonna
yes.
install Firefox later and see
Okay.
if the Firefox is gonna the Firefox for Windows is different than Firefox for Linux here. It's the same thing like if you go on to iPhone and Android, you cannot install Android apps on iPhone. You have to get it from App Store.
Okay.
Okay. By
Okay.
the way, going into repo means it's like going into App Store here. That's a very good point that came up here. A repo is this is nothing but a Yum context repo is called App Store.
App Store for the Linux.
Yeah. Okay, and App Store is where is App Store configured, and it's configured in this file. All right, so I think that should drive home what I'm saying so far.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, let's go ahead and on your Linux machine, we installed only the basic package, right? We didn't install the GUI version and all that, okay? So what we should do is root. This is not gonna work. From now until tomorrow, go ahead and run these commands on the Linux machine here, not the original one. Keep the original one as is. Keep the original one we installed as is here. The one we are working on, we probably created practice here, right? It doesn't goes into the GUI mode, into the Windows mode. So Windows mode, that doesn't mean I'm saying Microsoft Windows. It has a GUI mode. So go ahead and run these commands. I'm going to put it in chat too. How to run it into the I think I found something here. Uh, Not that. Install. Okay, yeah, this one. No, not this one. What the? Can't find this. Yum. Install GUI. Okay, hold on. Actually, don't worry about that here. I'll show you tomorrow. But I'm gonna end here, and then tomorrow we'll pick it up where we left off. Okay? So by tomorrow you should be comfortable with what I'm just showing all this here, yum and all that. All right. If you have any questions, put your questions in the group chat. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.